Hey there, thanks for stopping by. Today's video is a brief introduction to mindfulness, a little bit about what it's all about, what it means, and how to start to set up your own practice in your life. So first of all, what is mindfulness? It's definitely a buzzword going around right now, but it's actually a really powerful tool. There are all sorts of physiological, mental, emotional, spiritual benefits to having a mindfulness practice in your life. How I like to think about it is it's a foundation for developing what's called psychological flexibility. And basically, that's the ability to remain present and focused when uncomfortable or difficult or stressful stimuli come our way. So that can be thoughts, memories from the past, it can be a stressful situation at work or with family. Whatever the case may be, mindfulness and psychological flexibility allow us to focus during those moments instead of getting swept away with anxiety or anger or sadness or whatever it is that captures us in that moment. And from that focused place, we're more able to realign with our values, what's important, how we'd really like to show up in that situation, and act in that direction instead of trying to avoid whatever discomfort has shown up in our lives. So mindfulness really gives us that ability to catch ourselves in that moment and kind of switch from one path to the other. There are some qualities of mindfulness that'll be good to kind of adopt and hang on to as you develop your practice. Equanimity, which is basically an evenness of mind, not really trying to get hooked into pleasant or unpleasant thoughts. Similar wording, non-attachment, not really getting hooked by any one thing, whether that be a thought or a sound, a sensation, just very kind of even-keeled. That also comes with non-judgment, so not judging our own thoughts, not judging our ability to do mindfulness in any given moment. There's a lot of just noticing or noting. And the way I like to explain that is this metaphor of either using a hammer or a feather to catch your thoughts. And it can actually even be helpful to have a little feather with you, so that when you're kind of sitting with your eyes closed and you notice a thought, it's kind of like placing a feather gently on the thought rather than trying to smash it away with a hammer and never have that thought again. Mindfulness is not about getting rid of thoughts. That's impossible, and if you didn't have any thoughts, you'd probably be in like a coma-like state, which is not what we're going for here. It's just, again, that noting, that gentle, I got you, and bringing your mind back to something of a point of focus. So that point of focus can be, for a lot of people, it's the breath. Really focusing on the full inhale, the full exhale, that entire journey from start to finish. Some people prefer to focus on the sounds around them or a particular sensation that they're feeling in their body, perhaps maybe the feeling of your feet pressing into the floor. Whatever it is, just kind of picking one simple anchor to bring your mind back to when it wanders away, which it will, because that's what minds do. That's the machine, that's how it works. And we're just trying to train the mind a little bit to be better able to kind of come back to the here and now and stay for a little bit. So with that, let's jump into a brief practice exercise. Make sure you're kind of sitting somewhere comfortable. You can either be sitting in a chair or on the floor on a meditation cushion. You can lie down if you're not too sleepy. We don't want to fall asleep. But wherever you are, just kind of settle in. And you can either close your eyes all the way or just focus on something kind of neutral in front of you. And then just start with some kind of like cleansing breaths, some exhales. So maybe just kind of inhaling fully and exhaling out the mouth. A couple more like that. And to start, just stick with the breath. Really getting curious. Almost like you're a scientist and you've got your lab coat and your clipboard, and you're taking notes on what it's like to breathe. Adopting a sense of wonder or fascination at the process. Noticing how each inhale is unique. Noticing how each exhale is different from the last. Notice what parts of your body are moving while you breathe. It's not just your lungs. Maybe there's a little movement in shoulders, the belly, chest. See if you can even notice your clothing gently shifting with each breath in and out. And from there, start to expand your awareness to include the rest of your body. Maybe scanning down from head to toe. And again, being curious, not judgmental, not this is a bad sensation or this is a good. Just noticing. Moving down the body, back of the body. Noticing the weight of your body in the seat. Noticing how your body's making contact with the floor. Notice your posture. Notice where your hands are. Taking it one step further now, expand your awareness to include the sensations around you. Anything you might be able to hear. Anything you might be able to sense on the skin, maybe a fan, the air conditioning, the temperature on your skin at different locations. Notice if there's anything you can smell or sense in the nostrils. Anything you can taste or sense in the mouth. Maybe just for a moment, see if you can notice all these things, breath, body, sensation at once. Now I'd like you to just choose that one point of focus, whether that be your breath or part of your body, sounds. And we'll use that as our anchor to return to whenever the mind wanders away. And remember, it will do that. It will hook you. It'll sweep you off to some fantasy or some worry. And that is okay. We need that opportunity to practice. We need that opportunity to bring the mind back. If you can catch even just one thought in the rest of the exercise, that will be a success. So for the next minute or so, I'll be quiet and we'll practice guiding our mind back to our anchor, back to the present moment together. You can gently start to deepen your breath a little bit, calling your energy back into your body, back into the room. Maybe with eyes still closed, just taking a bit of a stretch. And then just very slowly, as slowly as you can, start to open your eyes again, noticing the first colors, textures, and patterns you see. Noticing what it's like to open your eyes slowly, move them around a little bit. And we're back. Okay, so maybe just take a moment and thumb through and see what kinds of thoughts you noticed. Are they familiar thoughts to you? Are they thoughts about the future or the past? Are they judgments or daydreams? Just kind of start to take a little inventory so you can get to know better where it is that your mind loves to squirrel away to. Oftentimes our mind does kind of have these favorite paths that it likes to go off on, and it's good to know that so that when we find ourselves there again, we can get better and better at saying, aha, I caught you, we're here again, and bringing yourself back to the present moment. So if you enjoyed this exercise, I would really recommend downloading the app called Headspace. That's where I got the feather and the hammer metaphor. It's a wonderful tool. The first 10 sessions are free, and you can repeat them over and over again to get a great foundation of a mindfulness practice. If you prefer less guidance, another good app is called Insight Timer. With that, you can kind of just create your own timer with just soft kind of chimes or bells and background music that's more self-guided. So, in order to set up your own mindfulness practice, you might think about what time of day you have time to do this, and you can really just start with 5 minutes here or there, but creating a consistent pattern is probably the best way to go if you can. So a lot of people like to start their day with mindfulness, and a lot of people like to end their day with mindfulness, and I think both are great options. If fitting in that kind of formal mindfulness practice is a little bit difficult for your schedule or for your life right now, you can do mindfulness informally anytime. You can be mindful while you're brushing your teeth. You can pay attention to all the smells and the textures and the sounds and the tastes. You can do the same thing while you're washing dishes or taking a walk or going on your daily commute. You can infuse pretty much any situation with mindfulness, and that would be a good way to practice too. So I hope this was somewhat helpful for you, and that you would be encouraged to adopt your own mindfulness practice soon. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.